Okay, so and I have to let you know that number 8 and 9 are my absolute favorites. So stick around to know what number 8 and 9 is. Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this channel we talk about mindset, we talk about productivity, we talk about relationships, we also talk about self-improvement. Okay, and as per the title of the video, today we are going to talk about the 10 things that I wish I knew earlier in life. Yeah, I know you're really curious to know what are they, so stick around for that and much more. Okay, so and I have to let you know that number 8 and 9 are my absolute favorites, so stick around to know what number 8 and 9 is. Okay, so number one thing that I wish I knew earlier in life is that boundaries are really important. Okay, we all need space, we all need some space to do our own things, to grow, to be on yourself. Okay, I used to be the kind of a person who was always allowing people to come into my life to tell me what to do. You know, they just barge in, and it was not really a healthy space until I realized that I needed to set some boundaries to let people know, hey, this is how you can treat me, this is how I would rather be treated. And what I've learned from that is the moment you let people know how you want to be treated and who you really are, the better life becomes for you, because now they know if I cross this line, she will be upset or she might not like it. And it's really been great for me. So friends, please, you know, specify your boundaries, let people know this is the far you can go with me, this is how I want to be treated, and it's really going to help you a lot. Okay, so that's point number one. Boundaries are really important. And the other point that I've really the other thing that I've really learned about life is that success is paved in failure. And what this means is that most of the time people wait, you know, we wait until we feel ready, we wait until we feel like this is the perfect moment to do something that we've been needing to do. What you don't know is when you start doing something and you fail at it, and then you are coming back to do it again. This time round, you're not starting from scratch, or rather, you're just starting from experience. This time round, you're really experienced. So I've learned that the hard way. You know, there are so many times I really wanted to do something and I waited longer than expected. I really kept on postponing because I thought I wasn't ready. And over the years, I've really learned that lesson that sometimes you just need to jump in and, you know, learn the way and learn on the way and, learn as you go. Okay? So never forget that, friends, that sometimes you just need to jump and get started and not wait for a very long time until you get started on something. Okay? So that's our point number 2. So on to lesson number 3. Okay? And what I've really learned in life is that the only person that you should be competing against is you. Okay? It should always be you against yourself. You should compete with the person that you were yesterday. Okay? You shouldn't really focus on what other people are doing, but you should focus on your own journey. Most of the time, we get in these circles of following what other people are doing, and in the process, we lose focus and we forget to focus on our own business. You know, I used to be the kind of a person who will always be snooping and checking what others are doing so that I can compare and see, you know, how I'm going to improve and how I'm going to get better, you know. But then I realized all you have to do is check on your own life, see where you're stumbling, see where you're stopping on, and then from there you can get better, you can improve on yourself. And this has really helped, because every time I feel like I'm comparing myself with, I always, you know, switch off very fast and then look inside my life and see what I really need to improve or work on, and see, am I progressing towards what I set myself to do? And if not, what can I do to get, you know, where I want to be a bit faster? Okay, that has really been a game changer. So friends, please don't compare yourself with other people. Okay, just compete against yourself. Compete against the person you were yesterday, the person you were 3 months ago, the person you were, you know, in the morning. Okay, check on yourself always. And the other thing that I've really learned in this game of life is that you should always follow your intuition. Okay, and you know, the intuition is that inner feeling, that inner guidance that always tells you something doesn't feel right. Okay, there were so many situations in my life where I felt that a decision that I was making wasn't taking me to where I really wanted to be, but then I went ahead and did it, and then later on I came back with regrets, and then I was like, why didn't I listen to my inner gut? Why didn't I listen to my inner person? But now I've really switched. Okay, lately I always listen to myself. I always make sure that when I'm doing something, I'm really in alignment, that this is really what I want to do. And I've been making fewer mistakes. You can bet on that. Okay, on to point number 5, and that is rejection is redirection. Okay, at least that's how now I view rejection. I used to be the kind of person, if you're rejected on something, I'm like, oh my God, that didn't have to happen, and I'll be wallowing for weeks after weeks. But now I have, shifted my thinking. I always view rejection as a redirection onto doing something different. Okay, so if you've been rejected in a job offer, or if someone has rejected you in a relationship or something, you shouldn't beat yourself down. Okay, you need to be, take a positive note and be like, okay, fine, I was rejected on this, but I know there are so many other places that I've been told yes. Okay, so let me take this no as a space where I need to work on myself. Okay, so really, when you start viewing rejection as a redirection, you start becoming better. You start working on yourself, and you become this kind of a person who doesn't dwell so much on on past. Okay, you become the now kind of person. You become the person who pivots, the person who views rejection as something, as a sort of a blessing. Okay, thank you. You have to use what you have. In other words, you have to start where you are. Oh my God, I can't stress this enough. Okay, most of the time we waste a lot of time trying to wait for the perfect moment. Okay, you're always like, oh, I'm waiting, I'm working on this, I'm really planning, especially the planning stage. Okay, I used to be the kind of person who will plan for something, even as simple as a simple date. Okay, I'll plan it for years, for months and months, and then it never materializes, until I realized sometimes you need to just work with what you have. You need to be the kind of a person who uses the resources that you have. Okay, you don't need to wait until you feel perfectly ready, because that time, most of the time, it never comes. Okay, that time never arrives. You need to be always trying to utilize the resources that are available to you. Okay, on to point number 7, and one of the things that I've learned is you really don't know everything. Okay, most of us are the know-it-alls. Okay, we always think that we know everything and there's nothing left to learn in the world, and that is not the case. When you become that kind of a person that you're a know-it-all, you block way too many blessings. Okay, because if you think you know everything, okay, you will not take the step to learn a new skill. You will not take the step to try and be a different person, to work on a behavior that is really maybe irritating your partner, maybe irritating your parents, or maybe irritating your friends. You will not work on yourself, because you'll already told your mind that I know this, I'm good at this. This is who I am. Okay, you need to have you need not to have the fixed mindset. You need to be the kind of a person who is open. Okay, you need to be the kind of a person who will be like, I don't know this, but I can learn. I don't know this, but I can outsource. I don't know this, but I can collaborate. I can work with my peers. I can work with my colleagues. Okay, and that way, by the end of the day, you realize you end up knowing a lot of things. You end up becoming better, because you also believe that you don't have a monopoly of knowledge. Okay, there are things that you know very well, and there are things that you also don't know well, and then the things that you don't know so well, you can work with people, you can collaborate, you can outsource, and in that way, you're going to realize that your life is progressing. Okay, I used to be so afraid of outsourcing. I used to be so afraid, I used to always want to learn every skill that is out there so that I can always be doing it. But now, I've realized that I can work with somebody, I can collaborate with someone on a project, I can push myself a little bit better in a different way, and it's really been amazing. Okay, so on to point number 8, and This is really my favorite. We are also going to focus more on this point, but let's see what it is. And this point is focus on the process. You need to focus on the person that you're becoming, on the process of achieving the result that you're looking for. Okay, most of the time we get so fixed onto the result. You're really focused on the result that you want or the outcome that you're looking forward to achieving from a certain endeavor that you're working on. And then we forget in the process you have already become resilient. You don't see that if you're really focused on the result. You will not see that you've become disciplined in the process of achieving what you want if you're really focusing only on the result. Okay, we're really going to expound more on this topic on a different video, but it's so important to also look into the process. Okay, if you're really the person, if you're working to become better in your finances, okay, you're also going to become better in planning. Okay, so there's some bits, small things that are going to be happening onto the process of you achieving your goal, and you shouldn't disregard this. You should also look into the process and what has been happening on your way to achieving the kind of goal that you had set for yourself. Okay, on to point number 9, and this is also very important. It's just like the point, a certain point we've looked at back, and it's don't compare yourself with anyone. Okay, we already said that you need to be competing with the person that you were yesterday, and comparison, I read somewhere that comparison is the thief of joy. If you're trying to compare yourself with others, you're never going to see anything of important in yourself. Okay, you're not going to be able to look into yourself and see, hey, I'm also growing, I'm also working on my dreams, I'm also becoming better. We all progress at different levels, okay? Progress, however little, is still progress. You shouldn't compare yourself with anyone. Focus on your own journey, work on your own dreams, and don't compare yourself to others. I used to be the kind of a person who would be like, oh, my peers, my friends, they're getting better in their lives, their dreams are working for them, and then I'll get so frustrated, and it doesn't do anyone any good to compare themselves with others. Okay, we are all on a different journey. Just work on yourself. And then number 10, and this is so important. Okay, you need to be your own cheerleader. Okay, you need to clap on yourself. You need to be so happy that you've really worked on yourself, that you've done something that you set out to do. Okay, you said you're gonna do this, and you're in the process of doing it. You said you're going to lose some weight. You said you're going to work on some goals. You said you're going to be better in your finances, and you're on your way to becoming that. Okay, so you need to cheer yourself along the way. You need to make sure that the journey is really enjoyable. Okay, don't wait for people to validate you. Don't wait for others to see what you're really achieving. Okay, only you know that you've been working on yourself. Only you know that the steps that you've taken to become the kind of a person that you're looking to become. Okay, so thanks a lot for sticking around. Thanks a lot for sharing. Thanks a lot for commenting, and thanks a lot for subscribing. For more videos like this, stick around, subscribe, and God bless you. Until next time, stay on your game. Bye.